Good evening. The August 19th, 2026 meeting of the San Mateo County Board of Education will come to order. As is our practice, this meeting will be recorded. The board provides remote access for members of the public and welcomes community members joining in person and remotely. The board is following the requirements of Senate Bill SB 707, which enables remote participation by board members only under specific circumstances. I note that board member Alvaro is attending remotely this evening on the basis of a disability accommodation. Board member Alvaro, could you please state for the record that there are no adults 18 or older present in the room with you?
There are no adults 18 or older present in the room with me.
Thank you, and good to see you. We use simultaneous interpretation in Spanish for those attending virtually through the end of public comment. Translation will continue further into the meeting if people are utilizing the channel. Thank you to our interpreters, Ana Cruz and Kimberly Larios, for joining us remotely. For meeting attendees wishing to access the Spanish translation channel on Zoom, please click on the interpretation button on the menu bar. We ask speakers to be mindful of the Spanish interpretation and speak slowly and clearly. Item 1B is the approval of the agenda. I'd like to note that Interdistrict Attendance Appeals 26-15 and 26-17 have been withdrawn by the parents and will be removed from tonight's agenda. Is there a motion to approve the amended agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. There is a motion to approve the amended agenda made by Trustee O'Neill and a second by Trustee Alvaro. Is there any further discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Ms. Alvaro?
Aye.
Ms. Arias?
Aye.
Ms. Bonini?
Aye.
Ms. Gerard?
Aye.
Ms. Love?
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill? Aye. Mr. Torres?
Aye. The motion passes with a vote of 7-0, and the amended agenda for tonight's meeting has been approved. Item 2 is public comment. Guidelines for public comment are available on the SMCOE website and in board docs and on the table outside the boardroom in both English and in Spanish. For speakers who require Spanish interpretation, our interpreters, Ms. Cruz and Ms. Larios, will interpret following each speaker's comments. At this time, members of the public may provide comment for topics not included on the approved agenda. Please note that the County Board of Education does not act upon any matter that has not been agendized except under limited circumstances as permitted by law. It is the policy of the County Board of Education to refer matters raised in this forum to the superintendent for investigation and/or action where appropriate. Superintendent Chavez, do we have any comments submitted prior to the meeting for topics not on the approved agenda?
None were submitted.
Thank you. Speakers are also invited to make live comment and will have 3 minutes to speak. Please make sure to keep within the time limits. To make a comment over Zoom, members of the public may use the raise hand feature. Instructions for using this feature are provided as an attachment in the board packet. Once your hand is raised, please wait to be acknowledged by Superintendent Chavez. Superintendent Chavez, are there any members of the public attending remotely who wish to make a comment at this time for topics not on the approved agenda?
I do not see any raised hands at the moment.
Thank you. Members of the public may also provide live comment in person. Do we have any cards submitted for topics not on the approved agenda?
We do have one card, Dr. Lawrence Sneed.
Good evening, Board President Torres, members of the board, and Superintendent Chavez. It is truly an honor to stand before you tonight. I am the new president for the San Mateo County Educators Association, and I wanted to speak tonight for the start and welcome of the new school year. I am speaking on behalf of all the educators within San Mateo County Office of Education that have a shared purpose that begins and ends with our students. Every day, as teachers and educators, we are focused on creating spaces of learning and opportunities where our students feel heard, seen, supported, and know that their teachers believe in them. Our work is not simply about academics. It is about helping students recognize their strengths, helping them overcome barriers, discover their potential, and believe in what is possible for their futures. We are committed to our students, our schools, and our community. So for this year, I wanted to come at the start of the school year to say that we are looking forward to working collaboratively with Superintendent Chavez, the entire leadership team, and this board. And in saying that, it is a pleasure for me to introduce the new executive team members. Misty Seago is a teacher at Canyon Oaks. She will be serving as co-vice president. Tina Perdisi is a school psychologist in Corton Community, in addition to also serving the infant toddler programs, serving as co-vice president. George Remmett is a teacher at the Special Student Services Center, formerly known as K-22, and he is serving as our secretary. Christina De Leon also serves at the Special Student Services Center and is our treasurer. We have union reps, Monica Woodworth, who is a school nurse within San Mateo County Office of Education. Eric Rado is an adaptive PE teacher and is here this evening and is a teacher with San Mateo County. And Robin Lockwood serves an early start teacher at the Ann Campbell Center. Tracy Bonaducci is a school psychologist, a behavioral specialist, and she will be serving as our chief negotiator. Thank you, and I wish everyone a meaningful and peaceful school year.
President Torres, we do have a raised hand
Yes,
online.
that's fine.
Christian Morales, you may speak.
Hello, good evening. Cristian Morales Aponte, Communications Officer for CSCA Chapter 887 and Administrative Assistant at the Ann Campbell Center. Our classified staff at the school programs are happy to be back and ready to get to work supporting our students. Our paraeducators, bus drivers, bilingual family counselors, among others, play an important role in making sure our schools run effectively every day. I have been able to welcome some of the new staff at Gateway and Hillcrest, and some of the new principals also at the school sites. So we are happy to have them as part of our educational community. This year also brings a new change to student meals, with VRS Catering Connection providing meals at all of our school sites. VRS has catered a lot of our events at 101, the county office, so we are happy that our students are now able to receive access to these nutritious meals every day. As we begin the 2026-2027 school year, we look forward to a year of teamwork, communication, and collaboration with our county board trustees. A lot of you who have already visited, like Vice President Gerard, Trustee Bonini, Trustee Arias, we would love to have you here whenever you're free. Thank you.
No more raised hands.
Thank you. And thank you to our speakers. Please note that public comment addressing a specific agenda item will be heard after the board's discussion on the item. If members of the public wish to speak to a specific agenda item, please use the raise hand feature when the item is announced, or if in person, submit a card in advance of the item. Cards can be found outside the table, outside the boardroom, and given to a staff member when completed. Moving on to item 3A, we have our August 2026 Employee of the Month, Cristian Enriquez Tant, Computer Technician, Integrated Technology Services, Business Services Division. Will Cristian please join me in the middle of the room? There we go. I always love to see all those extra heads popping up. So each month, the board and the superintendent recognize an employee for providing outstanding service. For the month of August 2026, we recognize Cristian Enriquez Tant, Computer Technician, Integrated Technology Services, Business Services Division. Cristian was hired in June of 2021 as a custodial maintenance worker and was promoted to computer network technician in January of 2023. From the moment he stepped into his current role, Cristian has consistently provided exceptional customer service and technical support across the organization. He demonstrates initiative, professionalism, and remarkable ability to quickly assess and resolve issues. while also identifying opportunities to improve daily operations, efficiency, and productivity. Christian goes above and beyond the standard expectations of his position, and he has successfully recovered critical documents believed to be permanently lost, researched and collaborated with vendors to implement cost-effective solutions that improve workplace functionality, and resolved complex computer and network issues with expertise and efficiency. His technical knowledge, combined with his approachable demeanor and willingness to assist, has made him an invaluable resource for staff throughout the entire organization. Christian recently played a key role in improving personnel commission examination processes by configuring and managing testing laptops and systems that are user-friendly, secure, and confidential. He created a shared folder system that allows test submissions to be sent directly for secure storage and grading. This improvement streamlined the examination process, increased efficiency, reduced the risk of lost submissions, and created a more organized and reliable workflow. His contributions have directly enhanced operational effectiveness and experience of both staff and candidates. What truly sets Christian apart is his reliability, dedication, and positive attitude. There is no problem he is unwilling to tackle and no challenge he will not research thoroughly in order to provide a solution. He consistently supports staff with patience, professionalism, and a genuine willingness to help. In today's workplace, where employees rely heavily on technology to perform essential job functions, Christian's role is critical. He consistently ensures that employees are able to complete their tasks, which allows their departments across the organization to function effectively and keep daily operations running smoothly. We are extremely fortunate to have Christian as part of our IT team. We are proud of our county office staff and are honored to recognize Christian for his outstanding contributions. Congratulations again to Christian for being named Employee of the Month for August of 2026. I will now hand it over for you to, if you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you. Good evening, Board President Torres, members of the board, Superintendent Chavez. Thank you so much, everyone. Achieving this award for a second time is a massive honor and honestly a relief because it proves the first one wasn't just a glitch in the system. In IT, we usually know we're doing our job right when nobody notices we exist because everything is just working. So getting noticed like this means the world to me. But keeping our systems online, tackling ticket queues, and handling those unexpected tech emergencies is never a solo job. I'm incredibly lucky to work alongside a team that always has each other's backs when the queue gets out of hand. Thank you to leadership for the recognition and support, and to everyone here for being so great to work with and for occasionally turning it off and back on again before submitting a ticket. I really appreciate you all. Thank you.
What a great way to start our meetings back in session, following by another great introduction. So item 4A, we have the introduction of our 2026 through 2027 San Mateo County Youth Commission Liaison to the San Mateo County Board of Education, Ryan Chow from Westmore High School in the Jefferson Union High School District. Welcome. So since 2019, the San Mateo County Board of Education has been fortunate to have a Youth Commission liaison join our board meetings. In November 2025, the board updated Board Bylaw 9150 to also include a student representative from our school programs. These leaders bring an important perspective to our discussions, and we appreciate their engagement and contributions. This evening, we are introducing our Youth Commission liaison, and please know that staff are working with our schools teams on identifying a possible student representative from our school programs. This year, we are happy to announce Ryan Chow, a junior at Westmore High School in the Jefferson Union High School District, who will be our Youth Commission liaison. Ryan is the incoming chair of the San Mateo County Youth Commission and a 2-year member of their Educational Equity Subcommittee. He brings a rare combination of lived experience, initiative, and deep commitment to educational equity. As a Youth Commission liaison, Ryan aims to bring student perspectives forward through open dialogue, feedback structures, and genuine listening. His leadership is grounded in courage, humility, and a commitment to ensuring that educators and student experiences are recognized and valued. I am thrilled that Ryan is here tonight and will be joining our meetings and discussions this year. So at this time, I would like to invite Ryan to share a little more about himself and his interest in serving the San Mateo County Board of Education. Welcome, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you so much for the kind words. So like President Torres said, I'm actually a senior at Westmont High School now. And I'll be serving as the chair of the San Mateo County Youth Commission for this coming year. Additionally, at my local level, I've also had the opportunity to serve as the vice president of my school district student advisory board. And so I'm really excited about education policy. And I guess one last fun fact is that I also love education myself. Since middle school, I've been writing educational content and also running a computer science education platform. And in the last 5 years, I've written well over 50,000 words now that have reached over 30 million views worldwide. And so I'm really inspired by the work of educators and students across the county. And so I guess all to say, I'm really grateful for this position on the board, and I can't wait to work with all of you this coming year to advance education within San Mateo County. So thank you.
Thank you. For item 4, the board will be moving to closed session to hear Interdistrict Attendance Appeal 26-16 filed on behalf of a student currently residing in the Hayward Unified School District but requesting to attend school in the San Mateo Union High School District. As noted earlier in the meeting, IAA 26-15 and 26-17 have been removed from the agenda. Before we begin, are there any comments from the public on the closed session item?
No comments from the public.
Thank you. Upon conclusion of the closed session item, the board will return to open session to report on any actions taken in closed session.
Miss Susan, you want to move to the closed session?
Yeah, I'm working on it right now.
All right, thank you.
Here it is. God damn it. Leo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Miss Susan.
Okay, so I'm getting that error app not configured for user again, like I did last time.
Okay. I'm gonna send you a chat on the ID for the closed session.
I'm sorry, the chat, you're gonna send the chat where?
I'm gonna manually invite you.
Okay.
You should be able to,
Yeah,
yeah. Do you
I'm
see
here.
the invite?
I'm on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leo. Sorry about that, folks, but every now and then it says there's no such user. Hopefully it'll let me into the executive session, but Leo's paying attention.
Can we do a mic check, Miss Susan?
I'm here.
Thank you.
We have returned from closed session. For item 6, the board will report on actions taken in closed session. For IAA 26-16, the board voted to approve by a vote of 4-3. For item 7A, is there a motion to approve the minutes of the July 17th, 2026 special board meeting as presented? Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There is a motion to approve the minutes of the July 17th, 2026 special board meeting made by trustee Love and a second by trustee Arias. Is there any further discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Ms. Alvaro,
Aye.
Ms. Arias,
Aye.
Ms. Benini,
Aye.
Ms. Gerard,
Aye.
Ms. Love,
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Torres.
Aye. The motion to approve the minutes of the July 17th, 2026 special board meeting have been approved by a vote of 7-0. For item 7B, is there a motion to approve the minutes of the July 2022, 2026 regular board meeting as presented?
Move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There's a motion to approve the minutes of the July 2022, 2026 regular board meeting made by trustee Alvaro and a second by trustee Benini. Is there any further discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Ms. Alvaro,
Aye.
Ms. Arias,
Aye.
Ms. Benini,
Aye.
Ms. Gerard,
Abstain.
Ms. Love,
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Torres.
Aye. The motion passes with a vote of 6-0 and 1 abstaining, and the minutes of the July 2022, 2026 regular board meeting have been approved. Item 8 is the consent agenda. The consent agenda is not debatable and requires a unanimous vote for passage. An item may be removed from the consent agenda and placed on the regular order of business for separate discussion and action if any member of the board, the superintendent, or the public so requests. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There's a motion to approve the consent agenda made by trustee Gerard and a second by trustee O'Neill. Is there any further discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Ms. Alvaro,
Aye.
Ms. Arias,
Aye.
Ms. Benini,
Aye.
Ms. Gerard,
Aye.
Ms. Love,
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Torres.
Aye. The motion passes with a vote of 7-0 and the consent agenda has been approved. For item 9A, Superintendent Chavez will provide a report on Proposition 28, Arts and Music in Schools Funding Annual Report. Superintendent Chavez.
Yes, thank you, Board President Torres. In your packets, you have the Prop 28 Arts and Music in the Schools Funding Annual Report. As part of the accountability requirements, local education agencies are required to present this funding annual report to governing boards for approval. The block grant allocates arts instruction to, the arts allocation provides art instruction to students in our California State Preschool Program, Special Services Program, and Corridor Community Schools during the 25-26 school year. The allocation this past year was $169,789, with the majority going to the California State Preschool programs because of the number of students that we serve there. The California State Preschool Program used Prop 28 funds to continue to provide weekly music and movement instruction across the county through partnership with In Harmony Music and Music for Minors. And also this past year, arts instruction was provided to Special Services Program and Cord Community Schools Program. You saw the video that we shared with our Special Services Program. And so that's what these funds were used for there. And so for that, we contracted with Young Audiences of Northern California to provide these services. So I ask that you consider approving the annual report.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions from the board? Trustee Love?
Thank you. I had a question. In the letter, it talks about LEAs with 500 or more students are required to ensure that at least 80% are used to employ certificated staff. And then a slide says 886 students were served. So I know
Yes.
we don't have 886, but somehow 886 were served. So how does that reconcile?
Yes. So we did file for a waiver to be able to use these funds outside of that requirement of the majority going towards staff because of our numbers and because we would be able to better serve students through a contracted service instead of hiring staff.
So the waiver allows you to get around that.
Correct. And the students that were served, the 800 students, were across all the programs. So state preschool, special services, and court and community. So that's the 800.
And then just one other thing, the link at the bottom of the page did not work.
We will
It
correct.
takes you to a 404 on the website.
Okay. Well, thank you for
Sure,
catching
sorry.
that.
Thanks.
Thank you. Other comments or questions from the board? I am seeing none. Are there any from the public?
I see none from the public.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the Proposition 28 Art and Music in Schools Funding Annual Report?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There is a motion to approve the Proposition 28 Arts and Music in Schools Funding Annual Report made by Trustee Gerard and a second by Trustee O'Neill. Is there any further discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Ms. Alvaro,
Aye.
Ms. Arias,
Aye.
Ms. Benini,
Aye.
Ms. Gerard,
Aye.
Ms. Love,
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Torres.
Aye. The motion passes with a vote of 7-0, and the Proposition 28 Art and Music in Schools Funding Annual Report has been approved. For item 10A, the board will discuss and act on the YMCA Camp Jones Gulch Teacher Housing Project and budget approval. Deputy Superintendent Baltimore.
Good evening, Board President Torres, members of the board, Superintendent Chavez. As a reminder, the YMCA presented information to this board back on June 10th regarding their master plan and potential projects at the Camp Jones Gulch site. The YMCA board subcommittee met with Y staff, a Y board member, and representatives as required in the 25-year agreement on July 9th. The YMCA board subcommittee met again on July 21st to discuss the teacher housing project in more detail. As a reminder, SMCOE has already committed $4.5 million towards Camp Jones Gulch facility improvements related to our 25-year agreement. This teacher housing project was originally included in that list. Costs have increased dramatically, however, and an additional $2.9 million would be required to complete that project. A few of the reasons for increased costs: general construction costs have increased, material costs related to environmental pressures, and environmental concerns regarding the creek and bird nesting season, which would impact the construction timeline. The teacher housing project would be paid for from Fund 40, which must be used for facilities. The current balance estimated in Fund 40 is $53 million, and that is after the $13.9 million the board has already approved to be budgeted for school site critical projects this year. At this point, Trustee Alvaro was heavily involved in some of these meetings, so welcome any of her input. But I would state that administration recommends the approval of the teacher housing project at Camp Jones Gulch to be completed by the Y and a portion of the cost reimbursed by SMCOE with a budget of $2.9 million from Fund 40.
Trustee Alvaro.
Thank you. Thank you for that report, Mr. Baltimore. So, yeah, we did meet and we had a lot of discussion over a number of things, the increased cost being one of them. Part of that really is simply the state of the political economy, and I'll leave it at that. Costs have gone way up on building materials. The ask that the Y did, and you heard them do, was to have us pay, instead of our 33%, 50%. So we certainly went and talked to them about that. And a couple of things emerged that I think are of interest to this board. And we've discussed this with the subcommittee, so they're aware of it too, is that we've been paying a 7.5% overage fee for them to handle the construction projects. They have their own construction manager, Nico, who you met here. For this, so we've been paying grand total of the 30 for the 1/3 plus the 7.5%. We've been paying 41.5%. For this teacher housing, they are willing to waive the 7.5%. So we'll be going from 41.5 to 50, which is not as big a jump as from 1/3 to 50. So there's that. And they also began to talk to us about a longer agreement. And we need to go back to the table with them to add some riders because some things have changed, including the fact that our original agreement talks about San Joaquin using half the campus. San Joaquin's not up there anymore. So we have to go back. But they're talking to us about doing a much longer agreement than the existing 25-year, which is kind of exciting, seeing as how we had a year-to-year agreement for 40 years. And that, we could have a much longer stable agreement up there, stable lease at the Y camp. And then also the idea of, which we're looking into, and Lisa Cho is helping to look into, that we would actually own half the buildings that we are paying half for, that we would own the teacher housing by half. So that would mean that we would have more control over it if we ever were to pull out. We would still own those buildings. So those are some things to take into consideration. So the committee met, and I would certainly welcome any comments from either Ms. Love or Mr. Torres, but we're all in agreement that this, the money's there. This is from the sale of the original timber sale, which got banked a long time ago, and then the sale of the property that we had in Lomomar, which is now part of the San Mateo County Park System. That this is something we need. Our teachers have been living in extremely substandard housing and not complaining about it, but it's time to put them into some housing that they're going to be more comfortable and safe.
Trustee Love, would you like to add anything?
I agree with everything that's been said, and I appreciate all the effort that's gone in by Trustee Alvaro and Kevin Boltema and the team on doing this. And this is such a key program for us that if we don't invest in it, it won't be here in the future. So we need to do this, and we have plenty of funds to do it now, so we should do it.
Yes. Echoing all of the same remarks, a huge thank you to Deputy Superintendent Boltema and Trustee Alvaro for leading the charge on this, and then just ultimately supporting our teachers is going to support our students, and that's ultimately who we're here to serve. And yes, no concerns. We have the money, we should use it. Are there any comments or questions from the board? Trustee Bonini?
And thank you for all the information, all of you. My question was just one to remind me, in Fund 40, are there still funds earmarked, or was it that 4.5 million? I feel like we had a conversation in the past about certain funds being designated for that within that bigger number. And then I'm just curious what that looks like. I just don't remember.
I think there's two parts, so let me see if I can answer it correctly. There's $4.5 million that was originally committed for improvements. And I don't have the exact number, but I'm going to use round ones. We've spent about 1.5 of that to date. And I think 4 tranches of payments, which we have accounted for. But there are projects that have already been committed to that will eat up the rest of the $4.5 million, including a portion of the teacher housing as well. So, but the bottom line is over the 4.5 million, we'll need another 2.9 million to complete our part, with the Y paying an additional 2.9 to complete the housing.
That's helpful. I just didn't know if it was 4.5 for that purpose, and then there was some other amount. I think that was where my head was. So
right. We've been
that's helpful.
Talking about that 4.5 million for quite a while, for sure.
Got it.
And Trustee Alvaro is always very good to remind us that the dollars that were related to the Lomomar sale, we are accounting for those differently now and putting those in a separate resource code and accounting for the interest earnings from that. So those dollars have actually earned, I want to say, almost $1 million over the last 13 years or so. So, our original 4.5 was kind of tied to that, but there really has been more revenue growth related to just the Lomamar. So we're happy to provide an accounting of that might help the board feel more comfortable. So in essence, it's not 2.9 above the 4.5 plus interest earned. It's more like $1.5 million more if you just account for those dollars itself.
Well, and the timber sales, which go back a long way, there was a couple of timber cuts up on the Lomamar property. Those never were put into a separate account, but those still came in and have been earning interest all along. And I don't even know how you would go back and find them at this point, because we're going back to the earliest cuts that I know of were in the 70s. So there's more money than from the Lomamar property, both the sale of it and the timber cuts, and all the interest. So we've got the money from the property.
Other comments or questions from the board? Any from the public?
None from the public.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the YMCA Camp Jones Gulch Teacher Housing Project and budget approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There's a motion to approve the YMCA Camp Jones Gulch Teacher Housing Project and budget approval made by Trustee Gerard and a second by Trustee Love. Is there any further discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Ms. Alvaro?
Aye.
Ms. Arias?
Aye.
Ms. Benini?
Aye.
Ms. Gerard?
Aye.
Ms. Love?
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill? Mr. Torres?
Aye. The motion passes with a vote of 7-0, and the YMCA Camp Jones Gulch Teacher Housing Project and budget approval have been approved. For item 10B, the board will discuss and act on the 2026 through 2027 45-day budget updates. Deputy Superintendent Baltimore.
Thank you. Education Code 1622E states that the County Office of Education shall make available for public review any revisions in revenues or expenditures that it has made to its budget to reflect funding made available to that budget act, referencing the state budget. So a couple items to note. Historically, the 45-day budget window has been used when we saw that the state budget changed dramatically from the May revise to when the budget was ultimately adopted. That has not been the case over the last 5 to 10 years. It is not reported in standardized accounting code structures if you update your budget related to a 45 days, so it doesn't have that formality to it. And also I would note that materiality is a consideration when you're talking about updating your adopted budget, because we do have policy that allows for transfers, budget transfers, in between our interim budget reporting periods. So typically we wouldn't bring you a normal change if it was relatively small. So a couple things to point out. One, the largest item in the 45-day budget adjustment is over $1 million for an IT or integrated technology service project to update our network. This is equipment. This isn't a construction project or a facilities project. We're talking about servers and switches specifically. The ITS group has been working on a plan to upgrade our network for a number of years now. And going back to just last fiscal year, we were estimating the cost to be about $500,000. We have seen the costs related to these types of servers and storage facilities equipment grow much larger with the rapid expansion of AI data centers. The cost estimate is now over $1 million. We do have a quote that's available to us through the end of this month, and is again another reason we're bringing it to the board for the 45-day budget update. It is a piggyback contract through Merced County that would keep the pricing structure in place to what has been presented to the board. The project would be funded through Fund 17 ultimately as a transfer in. So we would expend those dollars in our general fund and then offset that cost with a transfer from, in essence, our savings account. The current fund balance estimate in Fund 17 is $85 million. Other adjustments included in this 45-day budget update were as outlined in the memo that we sent to the board. And ultimately, the operating budget, the change in fund balance improves by over $350,000. Again, administration recommends the approval of the 45-day budget updates.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions from the board? Trustee Alvaro?
Thank you. Thank you for this. I just have a question. It may be just me reading it weird, but as I look at the original cover letter, and it lists the ITS upgrade, and then below it, it has elimination of two things. Is there an additional cost to eliminate a board support position?
No, basically would be a cost savings. So we're just
Okay.
pointing out that not only are we adding some costs, but we're also reducing costs in a few different places.
Okay, so it's a negative. It's just not shown like in red or something on my page.
That's correct.
Thank you very much.
Any other comments or questions from the board? Trustee Bonini?
I'm just curious what the the third item, that's the second elimination, the special ed related services subsidy, what is that?
Yeah, the last 2 years, we noted administratively, we had some pretty high costs in the administration area, and that's maybe overstaffed. And so we felt like it was important for the program. So we had a subsidy that was offsetting the cost to the districts for that purpose. So we are eliminating that because what we are seeing is that the program is addressing that. So the costs are going down in the special ed program, and ultimately then the bill back that's going out to the district has also declined. So not only from year to year, but we're seeing that our original budget to what we end the year at has been declining as well. So ultimately, this budget would take out that subsidy in the special ed, and districts would still pay less for the 26-27 year than what we projected in 25-26.
Thank you.
Other comments or questions? Any from the public?
None from the public.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the 2026 through 2027 45-day budget updates? Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There is a motion to approve the 2026 through 2027 45-day budget updates made by Trustee Love and a second by Trustee Gerard. Is there any further discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Ms. Alvaro,
Aye.
Ms. Arias,
Aye.
Ms. Bonini,
Aye.
Ms. Gerard,
Aye.
Ms. Love,
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Torres.
Aye. The motion passes with a vote of 7-0, and the 2026 through 2027 45-day budget updates have been approved. For item 11A, we have superintendent's comments. Superintendent Chavez, do you have any comments to share?
I do, just very briefly. Thank you, President Torres. So it almost feels like yesterday or last week we were closing the school year, and now we're reopening. So the 2026-27 school year is officially underway, with some students across San Mateo County already back in the classrooms, including our own student programs. Several school districts are still will welcome students and staff back in the next few days. So they haven't not all of our districts in our county have fully opened. I would like to extend warm welcome to our students, families, and staff as we begin this new school year of learning and growth. At SMCOE, we continue to be excited to partner with schools, districts, and community-based organizations in support of students. So very happy and proud that we remain committed to meeting the needs of students and creating learning environments where all students can achieve. So very excited for the beginning of the 2026-27 school year. And then at our September 2nd meeting, our schools team will provide an update on the opening of our own student programs. So they'll provide a report and introduce new staff in our programs. And then finally, please join me in wishing Executive Director of Safe and Supportive Schools, Valerie Arbizu, a happy birthday on August 26th. That concludes my comments.
Thank you so much. For item 12A, the board will engage in a first reading of the Workforce Housing Practices and Preferences Agreement. Deputy Superintendent Baltimore.
So the document presented ultimately will be used by HART, the Housing Endowment and Regional Trust, and the Property Management Company to fill future vacancies at the Azara building. The draft was developed collaboratively with HART with input from the Workforce Housing Subcommittee. The Workforce Housing Subcommittee met July 23rd, July 30th, August 12th. Actually, we had a half of a meeting on August 11th, but that was my fault. I would like to thank the subcommittee for being as flexible and committed as you were over the last few weeks, so that we could work to get this document prepared. This is being presented as a first reading. Our intent is to incorporate any input from the board in the final version, which we intend to bring back to the board on September 2nd. It should be noted there have been a few vacancies in the building, and they have been filled at market rates. Our intent is to try and get this document in place so that we can start filling it with our employees as quickly as possible. And at this point, I would turn it over to Trustee O'Neill, who heads up the Workforce Housing Subcommittee, for any comments.
I have to admit, the one thing that a challenge that I think we are facing is the unique financing structure of this. We do need to have flexibility in determining and filling the vacancies in the building, because there are times where we might need full market rent and we'll be going to the public, for them to pay the rent. And then other times we will be able to offer a subsidized rent to the employees. I did find interesting, Hart is actually offering incentive for rent they are averaging now 4%, and Kevin can correct me if I'm wrong. I think 4% increase if it's a 12-month rent lease, or excuse me, 4% increase if it's a year and a half increase, and a 6% increase rent if they only sign up for a year. So they're already trying to incentivize people to get a good base income for the building for us to use as subsidies for the employees and the financing. And I know Trustee Love had several questions here, and I don't know, have they been answered prior to this, or?
I submitted them and I don't need a response. They were just things I noticed in the document, and you can address as you see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll want to incorporate some of those thoughts into the final version, make sure we have that. But again, we're welcome to input from the rest of the board as well.
Right. So.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions from the board? Trustee Alvaro?
Thank you. I just only have one comment, and that is that this is an amazing document. I read through it and I thought it ticks all the boxes. I mean, every time I came up with a question going, well, what about, it was in the next paragraph. So congratulations to all of you who worked on it. This is a very comprehensive. I'm sure it's not perfect, and I'm sure that by the time it comes back for second reading, there'll be a few little tweaks, but I just think it's an amazing document and I'm grateful for it.
Thank you. Superintendent Chavez? Sorry.
Yeah, if I can just add that if something surfaces for any of you while you're reading the document, please send it to either Kevin or myself, just like Trustee Love did, and we'll make sure we add the items to the document so that when it comes for second read, it's included and it's stronger than it is now.
Yeah. Thank you. Trustee O'Neill?
I did want to say, I do want to congratulate Patricia, because we all looked at this thing so many times and she still picked up some stuff that needed working on. Okay, but I do want to emphasize, given my experience on the Jefferson Housing Board, that there are going to be issues that will arise that will need to be dealt with, but that we did want to keep a wall, maybe not a wall, but that type of thing, so that rental disputes, tenant disputes, etc., are not going to be coming to this board. They will be handled by the property manager and or Hart. So I wanted to emphasize that to this board, so that we wanted to insulate that, so Kevin and the committee can chime in with anything they want to add.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions from the board? I am seeing.
I just want to make
yes,
a comment.
Trustee Gerard.
Glory be and hallelujah. It's so nice to have that building and be this far along in the process. We saw a lot of properties, but it was very interesting. They always say, well, when you walk into the house, it's your home. And I think that's how we all felt when we walked into that Azara building. So I'm so happy that it all worked out.
Thank you. Trustee Benini?
I just wanted to express my appreciation for the document because I read it through as well. I didn't do it with a fine tooth comb. I just first did an initial skim. So I will read it again. But I did want to just renew my request that those of us who have not had a chance to visit, that we maybe set up a visit, because when I asked for that, it was sort of pre-closing and it was like, okay, let's wait. So if we can arrange for that, I think that would be very nice. Oh, and my other question about it was, did we do like a press release?
That's coming maybe in a weekly
Yeah.
update.
We are working on a press release, a press conference, a date, possibly middle of September, after this document is approved. So Ian Bain, our Executive Director of Communications, is working on that.
I had one more question, actually. I was thinking, as you said that, oh, would you be doing that at the site? And then it made me think, is there some process or, I guess, notice by which the residents who are there know this is sort of part of our planning?
I
I'm just
will.
curious. I mean,
I will check on that. We can ask Hart to see if they've communicated anything to the tenants. The current idea is to have the press conference here in our building as to not disrupt, but that's in the planning phases.
And I believe Armando said that they did send something, but I don't know what it stated. I think it was mainly like transfer of ownership, but I don't know what the details were, but we can double check.
thank you.
Other comments or questions?
We also Hart is planning a marketing program to our employees to try to establish a wait list for our employees to, kind of be heads up, you might be called.
And then maybe a question for Lisa, if we have more than 3 board members present at that site visit. I don't know if that's an issue. Yes, so just if we do decide to do a site visit, if we can RSVP and confirm how many members, so we can plan for that, please. Any other comments or questions? Are there any from the public?
None from the public.
Thank you. There is no action to take on this item. For item 12B, the board will have second readings and take action on 2 updated board policies, Board Bylaw 9150, student board members, and Board Bylaw 9240, board training. Superintendent Chavez?
Yes, thank you. So at the board meeting on July 22nd, the board reviewed these policies in a first reading. Some edits were suggested for Board Bylaw 9150, student board members. And so in your packet, there is the red line version where we added suggested language to address the feedback. The subcommittee provided that language. Additionally, there was discussion regarding the student board members' participation in closed session agenda items. And so questions were raised whether previous board members had participated in closed session. After some research and as we communicated to the board, there is precedence of a student board member participating specifically in the SMCOE's emergency plan discussion, that closed session part. But that was in agreement with legal, with the board, the superintendent, and with guidance from legal counsel. So I highlighted that part in the red line version of the bylaw. So you can decide to either keep it as is or make adjustments.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from the board? Trustee Benini?
So on that last point that you made, Superintendent Chavez, when this statement as it reads, is it, I know that it was John Niblin who, I read the minutes, right? That he said, oh, that would be okay if we agreed. or if the board president had agreed at the time. But if we left it, do you feel, or maybe we can ask council, but do you feel like it leaves it, it's not that we can't have them in closed session, it's that it would be discretionary, or if we invited them, that we could read that into it perhaps? They have a right to attend. They don't have a right to attend closed sessions, only open sessions, but it doesn't say that they can't, which I think is how we were talking about it before. Is that make
Right.
sense?
I think if we keep it the way it is, I think with the understanding of having that conversation of making an exception. As I was thinking through this, another suggestion would be to remove that except closed sessions, and add language such as including some, let's see, the student county board members shall have the right to attend all county board meetings, including some closed sessions, with agreement from the board members, superintendent, and county council. So that would maybe clarify it further, but it would be up to the board.
Any, Trustee Alvaro?
Thank you. My only concern with that is we have to be really careful about like we were just in closed session, and those closed sessions are, when we have an appeal, are protected, as I understand it, for the privacy of the participants. And so we want to make sure that if we say that the student board members are allowed in some closed sessions, that we have to be really careful about that. I think saying that they're not allowed in closed sessions as a general rule is probably the safest thing to do. And if something comes up that is like that safety plan, and the student wants to be part of that, and council says okay, and board says okay, we could make that exception. But I am looking to be cautious about that one.
Trustee Bonini?
Thank you for your comment, Trustee Alvaro. I agree to keep it, because I even think if you were to say some or these types and not those, there could be a circumstance when the safety plans, it wouldn't be advisable, right? So I think we take,
Right.
but just my only clarification was that it's not prohibited, that we could have some discretion. We could ask. I think it would be rare, but and probably never for a interdistrict attendance appeal or something like that. But anyway, I think it's okay as it is, and I would move to, yeah.
Yeah, good, thanks.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions from the board? Are there any from the public? Is there a...
And I would just add that for bylaw 9240, the board training, there were no edits. So that it's a clean version, the one you have in your packet.
Got it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Is there a motion to approve updated board bylaw 9150, student board members, and board bylaw 9240, board training?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
There is a motion to approve updated board bylaw 9150, student board members, and board bylaw 9240, board training, made by Trustee Love and a second by Trustee Alvaro. Is there any further discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Ms. Alvaro?
Aye.
Ms. Arias?
Aye.
Ms. Bonini?
Aye.
Ms. Gerard?
Aye.
Ms. Love?
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill? Mr. Torres?
Aye. The motion passes with a vote of 7-0, and updated board bylaw 9150, student board members, and board bylaw 9240, board training have been approved. For item 12C, the board may form an ad hoc subcommittee to support the appointment of the board's representative to the Personnel Commission. Superintendent Chavez?
Yes, thank you. So as we shared with the board, Ms. Karen Schwartz has decided not to serve another term. I believe she's retiring, and she is the appointee of the Board of Education. The board's deadline to select a new appointment is September 30th. And so to ensure the transparent process and following the established or previous protocols, an application has been posted on EdJoin and also on our website for members of the public who wish to express interest in serving on the commission, so that's available. And then those applications would be due by September 1st at noon. And so tonight, you may choose to establish an ad hoc subcommittee to consider and/or interview candidates once the application period is closed. And the subcommittee would then bring their recommendation to the full board at our meeting on September 16th.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions from the board, and are any board members interested in serving on this ad hoc subcommittee? Trustee Benini?
Well, I am interested in serving on it. Having served on it in the past, I think I would bring a good perspective to that.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we got our subcommittee. Trustee Alvaro, Trustee O'Neill asked if you'd like to serve on the subcommittee.
I have before. I mean, I could again, but if somebody else wants to do it, that's okay with me too. I was just thinking there's some of you don't have your mics on, so I don't hear everything that's going on down there. Do we need to make a motion to do the subcommittee?
Yes.
So I move we establish this ad hoc
Oh.
subcommittee.
One sec.
Oh, sorry.
Are there any comments from the public?
No comments from the public.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the formation of an ad hoc subcommittee to support the appointment of the board's representative to the Personnel Commission, comprised of Trustee Benini, Trustee Love, and Trustee O'Neill?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There's a motion to approve the formation of an ad hoc subcommittee to support the appointment of the board's representative to the Personnel Commission, comprised of Trustee Benini, Trustee Love, and Trustee O'Neill, made by Trustee Gerard and a second by Trustee Alvaro. Is there any further discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Ms. Alvaro?
Aye.
Ms. Arias?
Aye.
Ms. Benini?
Aye.
Ms. Gerard?
Aye.
Ms. Love?
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill? Mr. Torres?
Aye. The motion passes with a vote of 7-0, and the board has approved the formation of an ad hoc subcommittee to support the appointment of the board's representative to the Personnel Commission, comprised of Trustee Benini, Trustee Love, and Trustee O'Neill. Thank you to the three of you for stepping into those roles. For item 12D, is there a motion to approve resolution number 26-43, implementing board policy 9250 to compensate me, Hugo Torres, for my absence from the July 17th, 2026 special board meeting due to hardship?
Move approval.
Second.
Thank you. There's a motion to approve resolution number 26-43 made by Trustee Love and a second by Trustee Gerard. Is there any further discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Ms. Alvaro?
Aye.
Ms. Arias?
Aye.
Ms. Benini?
Aye.
Ms. Gerard?
Aye.
Ms. Love?
Aye.
Mr. O'Neill? Mr. Torres?
Abstain. The motion passes with a vote of 6-0 and 1 abstaining, and resolution number 26-43 has been approved. Thank you. For item 12E, is there a motion to approve resolution number 26-44, implementing board policy 9250 to compensate Beverly Gerard for her absence from the July 2022-2026 board meeting due to hardship?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There is a motion to approve resolution number 26-44 made by Trustee Arias and a second by Trustee Benini. Is there any further discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Ms. Alvaro?
Aye.
Ms. Arias?
Aye.
Ms. Benini?
Aye.
Ms. Gerard?
Abstain.
Ms. Love? Mr. O'Neill? Mr. Torres?
Aye. The motion passes with a vote of 6-0 and 1 abstaining, and resolution number 26-44 has been approved. For item 12F, when an ad hoc subcommittee meets or a representative attends a meeting related to their given assignment, board members may choose to bring a report to the board at this time. Would any board members like to report out? Trustee Alvaro?
Thank you. I just have one thing to say. Thank you for approving that additional money so we can get our teacher housing built. At this rate, and the reason we were pushing so hard to get it now is we are planning on having it ready for them to move in for the 27-28 school year. So about a year from now, and there will be a ribbon cutting.
Thank you. Trustee Gerard?
Yes, I wanted to report that the Interdistrict Transfer Committee actually has met twice. And we have made some changes to our interdistrict attendance appeal handbook and also to the policy. We will be advancing the changes that we've made to the policy committee, Superintendent Chavez, and to our attorney, Lisa Shao, and then we will go from there. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Bonini?
I just have a question about the movement of one thing from one committee to another committee. I just think we should, I appreciate the fact that the policy committee would look at it, but I think maybe it just should have legal review. That's my opinion. Because the reason we have our committees is they're not a quorum, and then you're basically opining on the same issue. I don't know. I just think we should ask.
I think we are going to keep it in the this subcommittee, and then we're going to meet with staff and then with legal. So I don't think it's actually going to come to the policy committee. The issue is we need to update our policy. So,
Yes.
and that's a separate thing than
Oh,
the
I see.
regulation.
And I should have stated that.
Okay, got it.
Thank you. Any other report outs? Trustee Love?
Just a quick update. The policy subcommittee is putting together a meeting to work to hear about the effort on the charter reforms and policies that Attorney Cho is working on, and the transition plan joint policy with probation, which we've been waiting on that. There's been an agreement on that, so we'll be looking at that as well as just trying to move through some more policies.
Thank you so much for that update. Any other report outs? Any comments or questions on the report outs? Any comments from the public?
None from the public.
Thank you. There is no action to take on this item. For item 12G, board members will comment. Trustee Alvaro?
Thank you. I just have a couple of things quickly. I want to welcome Ryan. I'm so excited that he's going to be part of this group. It's always wonderful to have a new student member. They bring a lot of ideas to us. I want to thank the board for once again passing the resolution to call September Charcot-Marie Tooth Awareness Month, which is a lovely irony because that's my birthday month, and here we are. But yeah, it's really important, and I love the last whereas where it says, early diagnosis and, help with students to help with bullying and shaming and injuries due to their condition. When no one knows that it's there, it's pretty hard to do anything positive about it. So thank you. I want to congratulate Ian Bain. He's having his original oil paintings, his portraits of Justice Sandra Day O'Connor and Judge Frizzell Shelton in the History Museum, the San Mateo County History Museum now. I'm hoping to get by there and see them, but there was a nice article about him in the paper a week or so ago. And then Christian Enriquez Tan, our employee of the month, he's probably my favorite employee of the week most times. He is such a lifesaver. And if I send an email saying I'm having an issue with my laptop, within minutes, I get an answer from him every single time. And it may take him a little longer to fix it. And a lot of times he just fixes it magically from a distance. So I'm really glad to see him as the employee of the month. Well deserved. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Alvaro. Trustee Arias?
Okay, I have a few things that I want to share. But first of all, also welcoming student Ryan to the board, and really look forward to have a student from our Corin Community Schools soon. And I want to echo what Trustee Alvaro said about Christian Enriquez Tan, our Employee of the Month. I think, during this year that I've been here, without his support and coming, I even came in person. And like you said, virtually from far away, it's like there hasn't been something he hasn't solved when I'm like stuck with with the computer that is different from mine, from the emails. I'm more like a Gmail account type of person with my email. So it's just been amazing to have someone who is not just supportive, but also his character. Like he's very, the way that he offers his time is like you don't feel that you're being bothering him, right? Like, which I feel a lot like, I don't want to bother you. He's like, no, I have time. When do you have time? So yeah, just congratulate him. I'm glad that it's like for the second time, so he can believe that, how amazing he is. So thank you, Christian. And then I also want to share a little bit about some of the invitations I received in my county email, and I attended. So on July 30th, I attended El Concilio Presents Celebrate Woman of the Year, Olga Talamante, which our president, Hugo Torres, was there. Just amazing how the community gets together and to honor someone how one individual, one person can really make and initiate a lot of change in our communities. So I was very thankful that invite got into my email. So I went. And then on August 10, our office, San Mateo County of Ed, that day of discovery, I was also, very excited that I was able to attend. That day really just being with the staff and just kind of being part of what they were experiencing through the day, because I came in the morning, I had breakfast with them and just go through the different workshops. It really connects to what we do here, right? We're the board, we're the trustees, we're doing the governance, but all of the work that they do, because I was able to sit at certain tables and discussions, is just amazing. I am so proud to be part of this board and to be part of SMCOE, because I saw the passion that they have and how they care for each other. It just felt really good. So I just want to share that. But most importantly, I'm going to go back into lounge. I went to the student panel. So Tammy was moderating some of the questions for the student panel. There was about 5 students who I also met during the retreat. And it was just amazing how some of them were sharing, what lounge really meant for them. And not only that, but one of the students really said, and he just graduated from our school districts, but he said, one of the best weeks of my entire life. I mean, just to say that. And after they were asked certain questions, they were asked to go into the tables that we were sitting. It was about 5 tables. So each of the students sat with us, and we were able to ask them questions regarding what would they like to see. And this goes back into having a representation in the board. I think student voices are so important, because the reason why we're all here is because of the students, right? If we're student-centered, listening to their voices was very important to me. And the way that other members of the staff were asking, and it was very focused also in safety, mental health, and how they view their daily activities at school, right? Ideas. And so I took a lot of notes. I'm not going to share that, but that was one thing. The other thing is that I met the new math teacher at Hillcrest, so I had an opportunity to talk to him. So again, it was such a great day, August 10. Then August 16, I also got invited through our county email, organizing to abolish ICE, one role in San Mateo County by the San Mateo County Coalition for Immigrant Rights. And at that point, there was, again, discussion among small groups. And I was asked about what is San Mateo County Office of Ed doing regarding immigrants and ICE raids. And I was able to share about the training that was offered in November by Lisa Show. And I think it's important. And when I went home, I just kind of like remember to look back into those documents. And I want to make sure that we continue to do that it wasn't a one time that it happened, because I'm thinking this is a new school year. How many more new staffs we have, how many movements and transitions of administration. So hopefully we continue to make sure that as a county office of ed, we continue to ask what are the needs in the districts related to that. Because then I attended another in August 14. This is the Regional Convening on Immigration Enforcement's response in San Mateo County. So this is a regional where officials from San Mateo County and other counties, this is not the school board, again, it's just regional, like there was a discussion about how county officials are meeting certain plans to support immigrants, possible ICE raids, because one of the discussions that came up is that discussion about those detention centers that are being proposed in Dublin and Gilroy. So some of the times that a lot of the biggest ICE raids is when they already have detention centers close by where they're going to do that. So I think as a, I want to bring this because our students, our families here in San Mateo County could be facing anything like that. So I think SMCOE should also, and I don't know if it's already being done, but just possibly having communication and hearing, just being aware what is being done in the county and how other officials are working to plan for that, because we rather be prepared, right? Hopefully it doesn't happen, but if it does, then it's good to have a plan, what's going to happen, especially for our students and families that we serve. And I will be attending the California Latino School Board Association in San Jose the end of this month. And to close, I want to really wish happy birthday to Karen Williams, which her birthday is on Monday, August 24th. And just happy to have always been also supported by her. So thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Bonini?
Okay, let's see. Well, first I want to welcome back our teachers and our staff and our students. It's really nice that everything's going, and it sounds like it's off to a good start with all the comments, so that's great. I wanted to just follow up again. I think I mentioned this in every comment, but when I comment are mostly, but I wanted to ask if we can get a little more detail about the communications, the outreach, the process of reaching out to one of our students for to be one of our other board members. So I know that's in process, but I just like to know more about it. And so maybe it's an agenda item. I don't know. Maybe it's just an update, but I just wanted to know more. And then I wanted to, I was going to go through the process of reaching out to our our contacts to try to schedule some school visits, but I would really like to do a school visit in the next couple of weeks. So if there's a way to maybe do that more formally, so everybody can have that offer. I would like to visit Canyon Oaks, Gateway, and Hillcrest to start for the year if possible. I also wanted to just note that we're starting off San Mateo County School Boards Association. So I finally got an email out to try to get the first meeting for the board together. So that's going to be on Monday, August 31st here from 6 to 8 p.m. So those who are on the board, and I'm last year we invited it to be more general, but this year we're just going to just be the board. So hopefully we have a lot of board members actually on our on our board. And then I just wanted to share with those the board and the community, for those who don't know, on August 11th, I was officially appointed to the JJDPC after the process with the Superior Court and the Board of Supervisors. So after attending their meetings for 7 years, I'll officially be attending as a member. So hopefully that will be a connection for us, as I do feel like that's an essential partnership. And so living that out and following in Susan's footsteps. So that's it.
Yay, congratulations. Trustee Love?
Thank you. Just a big welcome back to our students, our staff, and all the families that we serve. I hope this is a great year for everyone. And like Trustee Arias said, that we find ways to really be supportive and appreciate what might be coming down the pike so we can support in advance. welcome to Ryan, who's not here, I don't think. Is he there? Oh, okay, well. All right, Ryan. Well, I'm really glad that I get to sit next to you. I look forward to learning from you and hearing your voice. It's great. And again, I also look forward to having one of our core and community students joining us as well, however that takes place. On Christian, wow, Christian was one of my pals when I worked at the county office. Always a joy. Love to hear about his family. He was a great guy and still is. So I'm happy to celebrate him. Really happy we approved this important funding for outdoor ed and technology. These are both key areas in which we serve our school districts, the families, the students, and it's important work. So I'm glad we approved those things and that we have the funding to do it. And also, we had a meeting with the interdistrict transfer subcommittee at a library, a beautiful library up in South San Francisco today. And when we were there, the TAD program, Teacher Administrative Development, was there, and they had on SMCOE sweatshirts that were really cool. And they were very clear that these are not gifts of public funds. So if the board can buy these sweatshirts, we don't want them given to us, but we will pay for them. That would be lovely because they were so cool. That's it. Thanks.
If that could be in the update, that'd be great. Youth Commission Liaison Chow.
I think he just logged off.
No, he's there. Ryan?
Oh, there he is.
Yes,
He
go
moved
ahead.
over.
Ryan, there, you can just unmute yourself, Ryan. You can go ahead and speak.
Yeah, I don't have too many updates for this meeting. It was really good to meet you all, and it was great listening to the rest of this meeting as well.
Thank you. Trustee O'Neill?
Hi, it was the summer and, getting busy and stuff like that. Beverly and I both attended a CTE event over in Emeryville in regarding how to help and get people to work and through community interaction and stuff. And it was pretty interesting. I got some business cards of some people I'm going to be reaching out to and find out how other counties do it. There's no reason this county has to reinvent the wheel. And I thought that was interesting. In regards to the county, they're still facing the challenge of the VLF funding source, and they are talking about layoffs of county employees because of that. That problem with the state. So that's it.
Thank you. Trustee Gerard?
Thank you. Well, I want to jump on the train and also welcome Ryan. It was so much fun to interview him, and it was even more fun to see him in person. I wish we would have gotten to visit a little bit, but with our interdistrict this evening, we did not. But welcome, Ryan, and we're looking forward to seeing you at further meetings. I also wanted to thank everyone for all the work they've done with our outdoor education program. It's such a key player. And, when we have a group of people in the room that have lived in San Mateo County for a long, long time, and you mention the word outdoor ed, about 12 hands go up. Oh, I went, or my kids went, whatever. It's been around a long, long time. And it sounds like with the hard work of Susan and our outdoor ed committee that they're going to be around a lot longer. So congratulations. I also attended the YE event, which I had never been to before, but it was an amazing event. It is a group of young people showcasing their entrepreneurship projects that they had completed for the summer. And what a variety they had. There was childcare, marketing, culinary, carpentry, let me see. Oh, musicians. We had musicians. It was really amazing to talk to all these young people. And I was invited back to the Philippine Cultural Center in Daly City, and to celebrate the 6 students from that particular facility that had participated all summer long. And it was a wonderful celebration, delicious food, and the music was unbelievable, and it was all student participants, excuse me. And it was such a fun, uplifting evening. And I also want to encourage everyone to go in and look at it, because they offer an amazing array of services, including mental health and assistance for seniors. So it really was a very educational and enjoyable evening. I also attended the Immigration Forum and Resource Fair that Assembly woman Diane Pappen and Senator Josh Becker put on. And it also was a wonderful event. The amount of information there was incredible. So it was well worth the effort, and I enjoyed it very, very much. And I am also looking forward to our first San Mateo County School Boards Association meeting. So thank you.
And thank you. It's been a while since we last met, so I forgot everything I did from then until now because I didn't write it down. But just know I did stuff. It's on my Instagram. You can check. But anyway, welcome back to our families, our youth, and our staff. I'm wishing you all a very successful year. Welcome to Ryan. I had the pleasure of interviewing him with Vice President Gerard, and he's going to be such a great asset to this board. So very excited to working with him. I did just want to touch on the school visits to our core and community schools. We typically would get like the dates for the year of when we could go visit, and then folks would sign up, and then we would just make sure that we limit it to 3, and we would have multiple options. So folks who didn't get to go that first round would get to go a second round. We did that because at the time they told us it was easier for the principal at the time. So if we could do something similar just so we could plan ahead, I think that would be very helpful. So thank you for bringing that up, because I would also love to go visit. And that is all I have. Item 13 is our adjournment. The next regular meeting will be the social dinner and regular meeting on Wednesday, September 2nd, 2026. The social dinner will begin at 5:30 p.m. and the regular meeting will begin at 7 p.m. And this meeting is now adjourned.
All right. Good night, everybody.